Hi guys, hope you're having a lovely day. It's Stevie from Beebee's Handmade Dress. I'm hopping in to show you another fabric haul. There's quite a few of them on the horizon because I've been purchasing quite a lot recently and so I need to slow down. But I thought you might like to know what I've bought in the last, I don't know, 3 months or so, just so that you can kind of see what might be coming up on the blog, what might be something that you might want to purchase that you've seen or you've seen on a website and you want to see it in real life. So the idea of these videos is just to give you an idea of what I like, what I love to buy, where I love to buy it as well, and I'm really quite tight on quality as well recently. Having been sewing since I was 16, I think I've really got a good idea now of what fabrics are great and what fabrics maybe are a little bit more tricky to use, those kinds of things. So these fabric hauls are just to show you what I love, and I will try and make sure if they're still available that I can link them for you. So this one is purely from Ditto in Brighton. I tend to stick to a few favourites because they're local to me. So Fabric Godmother, for example, I know Josie fairly well, so I help her out on days. So a lot of my fabric does come from Josie at Fabric Godmother. And the same goes for Ditto in Brighton, so Jill's fabric shop in Brighton in Kensington Gardens. It's local to me. I know Jill fairly well, having used to live in Brighton and stalk her shop most of the time. So a lot of my stuff tends to come from there, but I do shop online in various different places as well, and I have little fabric pilgrimages sometimes to different shops around the country. So it's just a bit of an introduction into my lovely fabric sewing fun world, really. So let's get started. Okay, so this is from Ditto, this haul for this video. I will split them up because I did a huge Sussex meetup with Zoe of Sozo and Claire from Claire Sews, Louise, I can't think of her blog name, and lots of other people, Ria as well. So we had a blogger meetup just in Ditto and Fabric Godmother. This is before Ditto lost their unit. Unfortunately, their unit that they had in Portslade, they've had to let go, but they're extending the shop in Brighton. Ditto are extending the shop in Brighton, so there will be the same level of fabrics, and I know that Jill will be sourcing another warehouse soon. So this was just when she was trying to flush through a lot of stock. She invited a few people on open days to the unit that she had to shop the fabrics with a bit of a discount and things. So that's where most of these come from. Likelihood is a lot of them are still in the shop. This isn't very long ago now, maybe a couple of months. So if you're interested in any of these, definitely hop on the shop. If not, if you email her or direct message her through Instagram, I'm sure she can help you out with most of them. So we'll start with a plain fabric. So this one is a X Blue Marine. She has a lot of X Blue Marine that I've picked up over the years, and the quality of their jersey is lovely. It's a pink marl with a little bit of wool. Actually, it's probably a wool jersey, in this gorgeous pale pink colour, which I've been wearing a lot recently. I never used to be a girly girl, but I'm loving these pale pinks at the moment, as you can tell obviously from my greys and pinks. So it's a wool jersey. I think it was about £8 a metre. It wasn't hugely expensive for what it was. There's not a huge amount of stretch. I mean, there's some, it's a jersey, it's still stretchable. Is that word, stretchable? Anyway, it's stretchy. It has a lovely marl to it, so it's ever so soft but subtle, sort of darker pinks in it. I really love this. This is going to be a cardigan of some description. We're going away to Cornwall in September, and I hope that I will have made a cardigan by then. Not sure on my plans, but I'm going to do a separate video, I think, once I've got some plans together on what I want to make. I am forever planning, so I have to be really careful that I don't over plan. and give myself too much to do, because obviously Cornwall is in early September and we are beginning of August now, so I've got a lot of sewing to do, but I've got a bit more time at the moment, so we'll balance that out, I'm sure. Okay, so that was the pink marl jersey, wool jersey that I bought. The rest of everything that I bought, except one, is print. So going to the jerseys again, I have a real thing about digital prints. I love digital prints, and they tend to be mostly on scuba. Scuba's just not my fabric. I know loads of people love it. I know it's something that is popular at the moment in ready to wear. Just not my thing, you know, but as soon as I find a digital print that isn't scuba, I generally pick it up. So this jersey, I'm pretty sure I've got a different colourway of this that I made some pyjama bottoms out of. Oh god, probably 7 or 8 years ago. They never were blogged because they were sort of too thin for pyjama bottoms, but I still wear them regardless. They're comfy, you know, in a kind of green colourway, but this is a pink and orangey blue madness colourway. I love it. The dots are sort of every colour you can imagine, and then you get these kind of clusters of flowers. It's a really decent quality viscose jersey, and that's something that I sometimes struggle to find online. It's getting better. It's definitely better than it was when I first moved to Brighton in 2009, and the only place I could get it was Ditto. But this is a really lovely quality viscose jersey. I think I bought 2 meters of it. Might be 2.5, going by how heavy it is. This will definitely be a top of some description. Potentially more winter based, maybe a Tilly and the Buttons Agnes. I've just recently bought that PDF. Which version though? Probably the one with the sweetheart neckline with the ruching in the middle. I think that's probably where this one's gonna go. This one, cost-wise, wasn't too bad. I think it was about £6 a metre. They range, depending on what kind of fabric, from sort of about £6 a metre upwards to sort of £15 a metre at Ditto for most things. But she always has really good sales, and if you're ever in Brighton, the Remnants table is just the best. The amount of jersey tops I've made from 1.5 metre remnant that was on that table is unbelievable. So yeah, this is this gorgeous digital print jersey, and I've not seen very many digital print jerseys, so I had to pick that one up. For a top, if I'm lucky, I might get a couple of things out of that. I might get a vest top as well if I'm frugal with my cutting. So we'll go on to, okay, so this one is a cotton, just a cotton lawn, not super special in terms of the fabric content, just a nice quality cotton. And I seem to be on a bit of a theme, a bit of a colourway theme at the moment. So I've got all the pinks, it appears, and then all the graphic amazing dot type things. So this is a lovely cotton with a kind of painterly fabric. In fact, I've seen this on Sew Over It have got it at the moment. So it's definitely available in other places. I don't know if it was on Ditto's website actually, but I know that she's had it for quite a long time, so she may well have it in the shop. This wasn't very expensive either. I would have said this was about £4 a metre with the discount, so not bad all in all. I think Sew Over It used it for their Lulu. Did they use it for Lulu, or did they use it for a different? They've definitely used it for a pattern release recently anyway. I will check that, and I will put a link up on. I will check that and I will put that on the screen, whether or not it was that pattern release for Lulu or somewhere else. But yes, I have this cotton. I love it a lot. I'd like to make a Lulu out of it, so maybe it wasn't Lulu that the pattern release was for. So Lulu is the dress and top pattern, which has the little keyhole here and slight gathers around the neckline. I think it would make a really lovely one. I don't have many blouses at the moment, and where I'm going to work, hopefully, it's quite relaxed. So little blouses and jeans and things is totally fine. So I think that will be a lovely Lulu top. We shall see. So that's that lovely cotton. I did do a bit of a splurge on this day, I must admit. I was slightly horrified with myself after the day, so I will start to sew a little bit more, and hopefully squiz these through and have all these in my wardrobe, because they're all fabulous fabrics. It's just getting the time together to be able to make what I want out of them. So the next one is a really fine linen mix, I would say. It's a cotton linen mix. It's so pretty. It reminds me of Delft pottery. You know, the kind of tiles that you get, those lovely Delft blue. It's a difficult colour to find, this Delft blue. And so when I got this, I immediately thought kimono, because it would go over a white shirt, white top, lovely, and it would look great with jeans as well. So this is definitely going to be probably a sew over it kimono. I've just started making one that's turned into a bit of a disaster, but it was my fault anyway. So thankfully I used a remnant of something else that I had, so I'm not too worried about that. But I would like to make one of these to go away to Cornwall, because I think it's quite Cornish colours. Hopefully I'll do a little video on what I plan to take to Cornwall as well when I go in September. So that's that lovely lightweight cotton linen. Okay, so the next fabric that I got from Ditto is a gorgeous silk, and it is beautiful, and this is going to be a kimono. It has to be a kimono. I'd seen it a lot, and it was reduced down to something ridiculous like, I don't know, £6 a metre, something like that. She didn't have a lot left on the roll, so I can't promise that this one will be in, but it's just, isn't it gorgeous? The drape is lovely. It's slightly crispy in that kind of lovely silk way, and so I can totally see it as a kimono. I think it would be just gorgeous and light and floaty and beautiful. I tend to wear purples in the winter more, so I'm trying to sort of encourage myself to wear purple colours sort of in different times of the year. So that's definitely one that I will sew up soon, because I love it. And this one was a denim that I bought, a stretch denim. So it is a 3% stretch, so 3% elastane. This one did have a fault on it, unfortunately, and I went back and purchased some more that we worked out didn't have a fault on it, and I've made some Mia jeans from mine. They do have a nice dark stripe on the side, so what I might do is just over dye them, but this piece that I've got here is the bit that didn't have a fault on it. So I've made a pair of Mia jeans, and in fact I messed up on the cutting of them, so I've actually got 2 pairs worth of Mia jeans to sew up. So I've done one as a muslin, and I will do another as the right pair. The fitting and stuff was pretty helpful, so I wasn't too far away with the size that I cut, but I've got enough should I need to cut out another pair of Mia jeans, or I might go for another round of saffrons. My saffrons are okay, but there's not enough stretch in the denim that I made to make them super comfortable to wear all day. They're all right, but you know, first go and everything. Okay, we are still going, but it's not much more to come. So, another jersey. As I said, I'm loving pinks and greys at the moment. I tend to wear a lot of them. This is a Fabric Godmother jersey hemlock top, and I live in it. I did manage to get a lark tee out of this fabric as well, which I was really pleased about, and I've got enough maybe for a racerback tank as well, which I will wear to death. So I'm definitely going with the pinks and the greys at the moment. So this one fits in with that theme. this is a grey cotton jersey. It's really nice and thick. It's not overly heavy, but it's probably a mid-weight. So I would liken it to if you've ever picked up a Jules Harbour top, and the cotton jersey that they use is quite chunky once it's made up into a garment. I would say this is just a touch lighter than that. It's about the same. I really love this for a top. I think it was a remnant, so I think, looking at it, that I've only got about 1.20 m, something like that. So I was hoping I might make a 3/4 length sleeved lark with it, but I might be pushing it with that. We'll see. But it will be a staple wardrobe thing because it's just the perfect kind of print for me. It's really graphic and interesting, slightly floral without being cutesy. Yeah, so I really like this one. That was a good remnant, so definitely Ditto remnants are the best. So I don't think I paid more than a £5 for that. And this one is a crepe. It's an Altimoda crepe. So if you ever saw the Altimoda ladies print, I'll put it up in another fabric haul video because that's a Fabric Godmother one that I bought. They are fabulous prints, generally on a kind of crepe base. So Altimoda are a fabric company, fabric designer, and I'd not seen this one before, but it's kind of Scandi and kind of in my family we have a real affinity for anything Scandinavian, Moomins, Hygge, you know, all of that kind of stuff really appeals to us. And so I saw this little tulip print, which to me looks really like a Scandinavian pottery from the 70s. That's kind of what I think of when I look at this one. So it is a crepe, and it's got my pinks in it and my navies that I love, but also greens and yellows, and they're colours I'd like to introduce a bit more into my wardrobe. I have a yellow top that I absolutely adore and I only wear on special occasions, and a green cardigan that I really like, but nothing that goes with either of them. So that might be something that I think about later on, is introducing those colours into my wardrobe. But yes, this crepe is gorgeous. It's a similar weight to my Blue Ladies one that I've got. As you can see, the print does come through a little bit on that side, but not majorly. The drape is lovely. If I do a quick pull of it so you can kind of see how gorgeously drapey it is. There we go. It's lovely. This one I currently have no plans for whatsoever, because I want to do something special with it, but I don't know what yet. It could well be another Ogden cami, but I've got probably 1.5 meters of this, so I could do something a bit more special if I wanted to. I just have to watch on the fabric requirements, but it's lovely. I love it, and it's not unlike anything that I've got in my wardrobe at the moment. Okay, so last but not least, my favourite fabric that I bought from Ditto. I love this fabric and I don't know what to do with it. I'm leaning towards pyjamas so that I can wear them all the time. This is I think this is another Altimoda actually. It is another Altimoda. This time it is a viscose, and it's Frida. I love her. I love her. I love her. So I have a real thing about Frida Kahlo. I love all her paintings. I'd love to go to Mexico and visit kind of the museum in her house, and interested in her fashion and her kind of rebozo and styles and things like that. So as soon as I walked in, somebody grabbed me and said, "Have you seen the Frida?" And I was like, "No, what do you mean?" And I said, oh no, I do know what you mean. I have seen the Alexander Henry one. I've seen that, but it's quilting cotton and I don't really sew with quilting cotton. And then they turned around and went, "No, it's a viscose, and I went, show me where. And so they had this in different colourways, and I'm sure she bought a load of this in. So I know that there's different colourways of this viscose and slightly different prints, I think, of Frida, but this was my favourite one. She's got different outfits on, and there is flowers and fruit and watermelons and everything that you would want in a Frida print, frankly. So that one, pyjamas or something that I will wear regularly, but it is a full-on print, so I don't know that I'd be wearing a dress very often, but a robe potentially, pyjamas, a kimono I could wear over things potentially. So I just need to keep this in the stash, I think, and think about it for a while, so I truly do it justice, because Frida deserves the best that we can do. So that is my haul from Ditto at the Sussex meetup. There was quite a lot on there. I will try and edit it down as best as I can, but I hope you liked them. Fingers crossed. Everything that I've shown you is still in Ditto and is still available, but like I said, if you email Jill or instant message on Facebook or Instagram, I know that she probably could find most of those for you. Okay, have a great day. See you again.